Okay, so this is for the parts of me or individuals who have like OCD, right? For example, the type of individual where things have to be done in a certain order in order for you to feel like there's closure, like things are done, right? How do you, being that sort of individual, grow from certain things and realize that technically you owe certain individuals apologies for certain situations because those individuals are still in your circumference, right? How do you then, but you also know, like simultaneously, going in the order of correcting your mistake by the way of admitting your wrongdoing and apologizing will not progress you forward. What do you do? In that instance, what do you do? Because if you do what you should do, which is save your damn breath, you never technically close out the cycle. It always, to a certain degree, remains open. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. I guess that's my question for self, my question for individuals with brains wired like mine, because that's interesting. I reflect, I self reflect so often. It's crazy. And in my reflection, I'm able to go back and pinpoint and realize where maybe I could have, like I said, been or done better as an individual or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But you realize, like, dang, I wasn't perfect, bro, and I definitely owe certain people some apologies for some of the things that's transpired. At that same token, shucks, them people owe me apologies at the same time. It's not for me to apologize for them to apologize, but you know what I'm saying? It could go there. And that, where do you go after that? Because my whole thing is, look, admit your wrongdoing, give your apology, and move forward. We ain't never got to speak again, but I have to close that out. You know what I'm saying? Because I realize where I messed up, but I also realize where I could be sitting here giving you this apology for you to try to beat me over the head with. I'm not gonna do that neither. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. What do? You write it down and you burn it. You know what I'm saying? You give it to the universe and put it in the wind and call it a day. How do you? Because it's almost the way my brain is wired, it's almost a certain degree of like, of course, I've forgiven myself for the perversion of me that felt the need to do the things that I felt the need to do. You know what I'm saying? Back in that time period. I've forgiven the individuals in questions for how they've responded to my behavior. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I guess I think what it really is the fact that, like, I think truly what it is the little kid in me that never got certain apologies is attempting to make things right by being the individual who is willing to give the apologies when it's necessary. But I guess it all really boils down to discerning when it's truly necessary and when it's better to just, for example, write it down and burn it. I guess that's what this little rant time has turned into, is coming to that realization, because you can be as apologetic as you want to be and you can give the apology if you want, but 9 times out of 10 you probably will. Ooh, see, 9 times out of 10 you probably will get beat over the head with it, and that's not the intention of the apology. The intention is to release it, but you can only release certain things in certain cases to the extent that another individual in your circumference will allow you to release certain things. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So you forgive yourself, you forgive those people, and you move forward anyway, period. And it's something about that. It's a certain strength in that also applies a certain air of bravery, and that's unmatched. To move on without the apologies ever given that you should have received, and to move on forgiving yourself, being an individual with like certain programming that knows like I'm closing this situation out without the proper channels of closure. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy strong. That takes crazy strength. And I guess that's what this was my rant time, forgiving myself for who I was back in the gap, because I say it all the time. You can't nobody come to me talking no kind of shit about who I was back in the day, because I know I was a dirtbag. Period. I could go in and tell you some stories about figuring out some of the stuff that I experienced, some of the stuff that I did. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, you figuring out who I was and what I wanted to do, what I liked, what I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? This and that and the third. I was a dirtbag. Period. And you attract on the same frequency that you're on. So I was a dirtbag on my dirtbag behavior. Great person at the root of things. And my heart was good. My intentions, truly, I ain't mean no harm, but still was a dirtbag. You feel me? I can tell you some shit, but at that same time, you know what I'm saying? At that very same token, now is a time period for me to forgive myself for who I was. You know what I'm saying? To to really and truly release and let go of all the anguish that I felt at the way that people were to me back in the gap. Because at the end of the day, I mean, shucks, you got to pay attention to a certain degree, because you are the cause of your own anguish in most cases. You know what I'm saying? Either you accepting certain behavior or you're causing it. Most people are either reacting to you or you're accepting their behavior. Period. I don't know. Mm, I don't know. Life has taught me a lot of lessons. Specifically, that man. I have to give that man so much credit, because at the end of the day, I've learned so many things. Specifically from that dude. You know what I'm saying? He'll say certain things, and at the time, I found myself so pissed off at the fact that it's coming from him. I'm not able to receive the fact that it's actually good advice. He actually said something. You know what I'm saying? He don't even realize the strength behind some of the stuff that he say. And sometimes I just be thinking he be saying certain stuff just to be hurtful. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? If you listen to the message behind if you listen to what's being said and not how it's being delivered, or from who it's coming from, where it's coming from, sometimes you get some real valuable nuggets, man. Real valuable nuggets. And I don't know, I guess I'm just now I'm opening myself up to being in a space of listening. And I'm thankful for that. I'm very pleased with that level of growth, because I've been saying for a while now, like, I need to get centered so I can hear. You know what I'm saying? I need to start listening, and not just listening, but acting on what I feel. Not second guessing myself, knowing at the end of the day that what I feel is correct, because in most cases it is. It is. It's correct for me. You know what I'm saying? And understanding that at the end of the day, what it is that I got going on, what it is that I might do or say or think, I could very well grow out of later. Change is inevitable. You know what I'm saying? I can stand on business right here, right now, and then 2-3 years later, 2-3 days later, be like, you know what? When I said that thing back in the gap a couple days ago, the other day, because the other day could be whenever. When I said that thing the other day, what I really meant was something along these lines instead of those. I changed my mind, and that's okay. I guess there's a certain level of control I'm having to release as well, because like I said, even though my brain is very OCD, I'm having to do things out of order. I'm having to move on without completing the what my brain feels is the proper steps beforehand. And that's okay. I'm having to be okay with that. I don't know. I'm having to be okay with not correcting those mistakes and letting those mistakes be corrected through future action. Shit, not caring whether or not they corrected at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm just, I'm finished with the version of me that was, and I'm ready to implement the steps necessary to introduce the version of me that is. I just need to I need to not be afraid of her, because the truth of the matter is her energy is very intimidating. And I don't know that that's normal, that other people feel like that's something people feel, but it, or if this is just me, but shit, the unknown is scary. Okay, the unknown is very scary for me. Okay, and to know that there's greatness, and to know all that shit is on you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, damn, it's nerve wracking because you don't want to fuck up. You know what I'm saying? It's nerve wracking because you don't know where you're going, but you know you're going the right way. But do you know that for real or not? You know what I'm saying? It's nerve wracking because you got a little person watching you. It's nerve wracking because you got all these other outside forces and you gotta remain centered. It's, I don't know, it's nerve wracking for a lot of reasons. Mainly because you don't want to fuck up. It's a fear of failure. For real, for real. That's the truth. That's the truth about it. For real, for real. I don't know. I just am in a space where I'm like, all right, look, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to fail, you're going to fail. Just hop back up, try it again. Okay. You could dust it off and try it again. And just have fun with it. Let things be what they are. Let them unfold how they go unfold. And just start to have fun in your existence. Because it's going to be a wild ride. And you don't know what to expect. You have to release control to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? So have OCD when it comes to the cleanliness and organization of your things, your physical things. But when it comes to the actual movements of life, of daily life, and the way that things happen and unfold and function, OCD where other human beings are concerned, futile. Cut that shit loose. Just be okay with not knowing. Period. 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 And letting people think what they think, and letting people say what they say, and just letting shit unfold. Just allowing yourself so that you can allow yourself to be present enough to play and to imagine and to enjoy and to implement actual time to making room for what you want to create, because you're doing it slowly but surely. And one of the two things is true. Either you're doing it slowly but surely, but you're procrastinating on it, so you pushing it, you delaying it, or you doing it, and you doing it, and you doing it well. So I don't know. This was my little rant time for today, and you know what? It has been real.